Hello and welcome to Irish Football Fan TV. It's myself and Gary Spain, and we're joined together for the watch along. It's Dundalk against St. Pat's, and we have our lineups coming through there at the bottom of your screen. It's live on RTE2, and if you're watching from anywhere else in the world, it'll be on Watch LOI. And if you get it on your season's pass, or you can pay a fiver one off. Gary, how are we keeping? Obviously, we know that Sligo have beaten Derry 2-0. Shock result. But
Yeah,
how are you
uh,
keeping?
keep him well, and a big shock. I mean, it was a fantastic win for Sligo Rovers to go to the Brandywell and win 2-0, and it gives them a real boost. They've been bottom of the table; they're off the bottom, and it's great for Sligo Rovers. It's great for their fans. It's not good news for those in Cork. I mean, Cork City are now bottom of the league, and it puts even more pressure on their game against Bohemians on Sunday. So, I mean, first game after lockdown, it's been 4 months, and who knows how teams are going to react, how they're going to come back. So it'll be very interesting to see how Dundalk and St. Pat's come back tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing now, isn't it? Because like we don't know how teams are gonna come back at all. Like if you're any betting man would have gone with a Derry City win there tonight. So, it's a bit mad at the same time because results can go anyway tonight. You wouldn't put past St. Pat's getting a result here tonight, which would be obviously huge, in terms of the title race, considering
Yeah,
there's so little games. Like.
with the shortened season. I mean, there's only 18 games, so there's only 13 games left each. And Dundalk are already playing catch up against Shamrock Rovers. That result in Tala felt huge at the time, but it feels even bigger now. And it's a tough game for Dundalk tonight. I mean, Stephen O'Donnell is coming back to Oriel Park. He's got guys like Robbie Benson in the team, who was a former star with Dundalk, and they're going to make it difficult. It will be a very good 3 points if Dundalk can win tonight. I expect them to win, but I expect it to be a tough game and a very tight game, and it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me at all if Pat's got a result.
What would your predictions be if you had a bit of money on the game? What would your prediction be?
I, if I was going to put money on it, I would predict a 2-1 win for Dundalk.
Not a bad show. First goal score.
Well, you have to look at Pat Hooban, don't you?
Fair. There's a couple of debuts as well, obviously in there. Kolovic is playing. Probably be the first time people get a look at him, and he's supposed to be absolutely unbelievable. I spoke to Daniel Kelly, who's on the bench for Dundalk tonight at the recent Watch LOI launch, and he was saying how good this fella is. So he'll be definitely one to watch tonight. And in St. Pat's lineup, Jordan Gibson and I think it's Daniel Titoff, or David Titoff, sorry, and Jordan Gibson are both making their first competitive starts for St. Pat's. So there's some players there that I haven't seen so far. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how they get on because, as I say, I haven't watched, you know, well, obviously we haven't been able to watch many games because of the season and the way things have kind of panned out. But it's just been, it's just been hard because there's been no football. But now it's nice to actually get a chance and actually watch and see, um, what these guys are like, and especially considering that the teammates are saying that they're so good, especially this Kolovic. I'm looking forward to seeing him and seeing what he can produce. But I'm just hoping it's not doesn't have that preseason friendly kind of feel to the game. Once again, if anyone's watching us and not watching the game, it is live on RTE2 right now. And if you're watching from, say, outside of Ireland, you can get it on Watch LOI for a fiver, or you can pay the season's pass, which is €69, and you get all the games then, and you can catch up on the ones that you missed and so on. So, there's also, I think there's a link in the bio that I put up. So if you want to get a direct link, it's in the comments or in the bio there. So make sure to check it out. How do you think? Um, how what do you feel like the Watch LOI? How do you think it's been promoted?
So I've seen quite a bit of hype about it, which is good to see, and I think it's at a great price point. I mean, €55 for those living in the country is a fantastic price, and even €69 abroad, because you actually get more games if you're abroad, because you also get the Air Sport games. So I think it's a great price point. I really hope it goes well. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. It could be the way of the future. And it's interesting too that some first division clubs are also streaming their games. I see Galway are actually, they were trying to sell a stream, I believe, for the Cabinteely game. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes, and we'll see what happens. I'd like to hear from our viewers, and have they bought the streaming system, and did they watch Derry City and Sligo Rovers, and what was the quality like? I was actually just checking a couple of people online, and they said the picture was very good, but there was a few audio issues.
Yeah,
So
I've seen a lot of that on Twitter myself, and because I was kind of wondering what was going on. I didn't get the Sligo game. I haven't got the pass yet, but I will be getting it. But obviously I'm going to be at games too. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be at Rovers tomorrow. I'm going to be at Chelsea tomorrow against Waterford. So I'm just kind of looking forward to kind of getting back and actually seeing a bit of live football again, because it'll be the first time in how many months? 5 months now, and because August tomorrow. So yeah, it's around 5 months.
yeah,
Um,
early March was my last game anyway. The last time I saw a live game of football.
what was it?
It was St. Pat's and Cork City,
I
I
can't
believe,
remember
was
my
my
last
last one.
game. I can't remember the last game I was at, honestly. But like, I'm dying to get back to talking now tomorrow, and just I'm hoping Chelsea can get a result. That was a bit of a wayward pass there by Brendan Clark.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'm looking forward to obviously seeing a live game. You know, I'm not going around like rubbing it in people's faces that, oh yeah, I can get to go to a game and you can't, because that's not, not really fair. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to go to Dundalk tonight, or you didn't, because there was only a certain amount of limited people going. So um, I think it's been good for fans who. And actually, by the way, if anyone's watching now that doesn't know, we're running an Instagram competition at the moment on our Instagram. There's 7 jerseys to give away, all the away jerseys for the Umbro League of Ireland team. So get over there and enter in that competition, either now or after this stream. But yeah, I just want to see how it pans out. I wonder now, with this virus, and will they continue to have like maybe a streaming service going forward, or is it just going to be for the pandemic? I wonder.
I think, I believe as well, when you actually sign up, you're automatically renewing, I think, for next year. So I think certainly the intention is to keep it going, and to have to make this the way of the future. It obviously depends on the number of people who sign up and the success of it. But yeah, it will be very interesting to see the numbers, and I'm particularly interested to see the demand abroad, and because you have lots of people who've left the country for so many reasons, and still try to keep in touch. And now you have an opportunity to watch every game that your club plays in the Premier Division.
Which has never really been a luxury in the past.
No, I mean, I remember being abroad, and when a game is on, and trying to make frantic phone calls home and asking my dad to check Airtel and things like that. So it's yeah, it's it would be. I mean, certainly for games I've been away for, I gladly would have paid for it. Um, it's a bit strange for me as a Limerick fan that we don't. It's the one season we don't have a team in the league. It's the first time since 1937. So I would be watching very much as a neutral now. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for fans who can't make games, and particularly in these times when people are being very careful where they go, etc. That you can sit at home, watch it on your TV, watch it on your laptop, whatever, your phone, whatever you want to do.
And do you think it's a good opportunity for the league to kind of flourish a little bit? I'm just gonna close that curtain over there, but you can say it anyway. I'll be able to hear you.
Yeah, so I think it's an opportunity for the league maybe to get future audiences as well. So I mean, I remember, it's 9 years ago now, being in a taxi in Romania, and the taxi driver was betting on our league, and he was asking my opinion on a Sligo St. Pat's game on a Sunday I think it was in the showgrounds, and we actually both got it wrong. I remember, because I I think I was tipping. I can't remember. I was tipping one. It was game ended in a draw anyway, and he was betting one way, and I said, look, I think it'll go the other way. But it was interesting that he said people in Romania bet on the League of Ireland, the SSE Electricity League, because they feel our league is honest and straight and very fair and something they can bet on. Um, I don't know what it says about their own league or other leagues, but it's amazing to see that kind of interest. And I think if this streaming is available all over the world, and particularly at a reasonable price, I I think you can build up fan bases. It's an opportunity for clubs to sell shirts, to sell all sorts of merchandise, etc. I mean, you see loads of Irish people walking around Dublin or wherever else in Liverpool and Man United top. So why not people walking around Manchester in a Shelbourne top or a Shamrock Rovers top? I mean, might sound ridiculous, but why? Why not?
Yeah, and especially because a lot of the shirts now are decent, um, as well. But yeah, it's a good opportunity. Tomorrow's game is probably not so good of a day to have it on because the FA Cup final. But I mean tonight, you're looking around. There's not going to be many other games of football on, and especially if you're maybe a Premier League fan and you're casual kind of football fan at the same time in regards to Irish football, you might decide, oh, just stick it on. It's on RTE too. But my biggest issue is that things are never really properly, marketed, and that's my biggest gripe with the League of Ireland games is they're never ever really given the kind of publicity they need. You know, I hardly seen anything on RTE saying that they had this game on tonight. And these.
Yeah, no, I wonder in general would we be better off on a different channel? I don't think RT do give enough hype. I like the way when TG Cahir got actually the Pro 14 in the rugby, and they gave it huge hype, and they really marketed it. And I think this is more of an afterthought with RT. Maybe we need to be on the just on one channel and sell the rights. I still think we need the streaming service and the TV channel. And I don't know, maybe do a deal with Sky Sports. I'd actually love to see the games on Sky. I know the Irish League up north did that, and they have some of their games on Sky. And Sky did give it great hype and great marketing, and they had it on a time when they weren't showing anything else. And that's one thing I actually like about this streaming service is that all the kickoff times have been staggered. So one of the things I used to hate is I'd be at a game and there'd be a live match on TV, so we can't watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I mean, you already had Derry City, Sligo Rovers. You've this game. You've two games tomorrow on different times, and on Sunday you've Cork City and Bohemians. So I really like that. I certainly think the live TV games need to be on a different time to when the rest of the games are on. So to give fans a chance to the fans that go to the games would then watch the live TV games. You're missing out on a huge potential audience, and I think that's a very simple thing that could be done to market the TV games better and to potentially get bigger viewing audiences and make it look better.
Yeah, I like what you said there about Sky Sports, and obviously they did the GAA and stuff like that as well. So they are interested in Sky Ireland. Kind of have a say in that. You, I look at BT Sport now, and they're even showing like the Norwegian league. Like, there's absolutely no reason why they can't show League of Ireland if they decide to get the rights, and it's not exactly like Sky are, lacking in terms of funds.
The other thing about our league, now I know this is a crazy season with COVID, but normally we have summer football and Sky are mainly showing the Premier League, etc., during the winter season. So we would have a free run on Sky, and potentially they could show a lot of games in late May, the whole of June, July, into the start of August. So they could really load up on games over that period. when they don't have a lot of live football on normally. And even with COVID at the moment, the Premier League is over. I know you mentioned the FA Cup final tomorrow, but there won't be any live Premier League then until I think it's the 12th of September or something like that. So potentially there is a chance to for our league to take centre stage for a while.
Yeah, well, this is it, and that's the thing. It needs to take center stage, and I think, but the problem is, we're talking about Sky and all, but RTE are the ones who are in control of that Watch LOI. So it doesn't look like they're gonna break away from them anytime soon.
Yeah, so I don't know when the next TV contract is up. Actually, that's because I know of some games, and they actually air, I think, do some pretty impressive coverage. I've actually liked their coverage of games. They
Yeah,
they
I
they
like it too.
they, they start a bit earlier. They do some give actually time for analysis, time for interviews after the match. Um, I mean, I feel RT sometimes is just a bit rushed or whatever. And now I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think the viewing figures are great as well for the league, which probably doesn't help. But as I said, I think part of the problem is that potential audiences are all actually at matches, so they can't be watching the live game.
No, and that's it, and that's what they should be looking at, is staggering the games over like the course of the weekend. But something will go wrong, or something will happen where all the games are moved then to a Monday night or something, and they're all at the same time again, and it's just silly. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why the live match can't be a Thursday night. So why not, for example, so if the regular games are on a Friday night, maybe move the live game to Thursday night or a Saturday. If you've got midweek games on a Monday or Tuesday night, well, I hate Monday nights anyway. I think it's a terrible night for to. I can appreciate Monday night's a great night for TV, but to put a full midweek program on a Monday night is I don't know. It's terrible for traveling fans, even for home fans. It's not a night. You just first day of the week. It's very hard to get out on a Monday night. So maybe make the live game on a Monday night and have all the midweek games on a Tuesday night. I appreciate there are issues for some of the Champions League, etc. But for a lot of the season, we don't clash with the Champions League. So why not go for Tuesday night for the midweek fixtures and maybe big up Monday night football?
yeah,
Uh,
the only problem is you got people training for their own teams and clubs and stuff like that, or the youth level kids training or whatever. Especially now that they don't seem to be going with that summer league anymore, so I think things are reverting back. So you have that as well to contend with. So yeah, it's one of those really, isn't it, where they should maybe tailor things more so to the senior stuff, to the League of Ireland, and then try and work it that way, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I
they
mean,
probably won't. But
I, I think, well, the problems with the FEI, the financial problems are well documented. So the plan was certainly to have a consistent season. And yeah, as you say, I don't think that's sorted out yet. But actually, another gripe of mine, and which I have, uh, I would have a rule similar to the UEFA rule, because I know we had this issue in Limerick quite a bit, that if there's a League of Ireland game on in a city, then you can't have junior football up against it, or you can't have any other games up against it. So, I mean, most of the junior football is played on a Saturday or Sunday anyway. But I mean, I know we had ridiculous situations in Limerick where we'd be playing on a Friday night and the big junior games would be head to head with it, or even for midweek as well. So, it's the same way UEFA do with the Champions League. And they say if you want to, you can't show a game on TV. You can't play your National League games on the night of a Champions League game on TV without permission. Now, if you ask for permission, UEFA will normally grant it. So, if the FEI went to UEFA and said, "Look, we're coming to the end of our season. We have a series of back matches that were postponed. UEFA have always given permission. We have played games on Champions League nights, but at least have the rule in place to actually stop this competition, because there is plenty of time to play these other matches. And I don't think. I mean, I think we should be taking our league more seriously and saying this is our national league. This is the highest level of football in the of domestic football in the country. And I don't think, as you say, it's not been. It's not for a whole number of ways. I don't think it's been done properly yet.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating because how can the thing grow if it's not given the proper attention it needs?
Yeah, and even just a bit of hype as well would be great. I mean, I actually, in some ways, I laugh, but I just a good chance here for Dundalk.
Oh, Duffy, oh, good
Oh,
tackle.
yeah, good tackle. So I love the way Sky can manage to hype up Norwich against Watford in the Premier League, and they
Good
do. I
marketing
mean,
teams, man. Good marketing teams.
yeah, it's excellent, and it is. I mean, they're able to do it. I mean, for the big games like Liverpool against Manchester City, they probably don't need to hype it. It hypes itself. But they have excellent marketing, and that's why I'm saying, and going back and repeating myself, but I'd love to give them a crack at our league, because I think the Irish league up north is still an inferior product. I think we have, at the moment, our top clubs are better than their top clubs. But I love the way Sky did it, because they really bigged it up. They really marketed it well. They treated it very well and had a great product. And I enjoyed watching the games on Sky.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? Like you mentioned there, just the way they hype up. But like, why not get Paul Mladenovich? I think that's how you say it. But Paul Mlad underscore design, if you're rather, who did that brilliant promo video for the Watch LOI. Why not get him doing,
Yeah,
different or different clips, putting them together and having weekly, you know, this match is on here, blah blah blah. Instead of just a one off, and then you won't see another one till the start of next season when they need a promo. Why not have it weekly? Pay the man well,
yeah.
and he'll be more inclined to do it. You're gonna reap the rewards from it. I mean, I'm gonna look up how many views his promo video got there, and you kind of look at, he just did that by himself. Like, he didn't
Sh-
do that getting paid or whatever. Well, I don't think he did, but he should have been paid, in my opinion, for it. 85,000 views that got.
Wow. Yeah.
So the interest is there.
And remember the views as well. The Jordan Flores goal got in Tala for Dundalk. I mean, it was into the millions, wasn't it? I mean, I can't remember, 10 million or something ridiculous.
Something like that. I see that
Yeah.
there's a lot of people watching. No one getting comments in, and no one is throwing likes on the video. So sort that out if you're watching. Um, and yeah,
Just a
get him.
couple of goals in the first division already. Jack Doherty put Wexford ahead from the penalty spot, but I see Athlone have just equalised. I don't have a goal scorer yet on my app, but it's 1-1 in Athlone, and all the other games are scoreless in the first division.
All right. Well, and we have Jer, obviously, and Paul at
Yeah,
Bray and
Jer's at
UCD.
UCD in Longford, and Paul is at Bray and Cove Ramblers, I believe.
Yeah. So they're live tweeting over there as well. Oh,
Ooh, it's a good effort there.
who was that? Titoff?
I think it was
No,
Billy King, was it?
I think it was Gibson, Jordan Gibson.
What was it?
The competitive. It wasn't actually that far when you look at the replay.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're watching and you haven't heard already, we're doing the Umbro competition, and that jersey that St. Pat's are wearing, you can win that along with 6 other jerseys. Head over to our Instagram and check it out. It's Instagram only, by the way, so you won't be able to do it on Facebook or Twitter. You have to head over to our Instagram, follow Irish Football Fan TV, follow Umbro, and yeah, you have to share on your story and tag 3 friends. So head over, check it out. It's free to enter. Why not just enter?
I think that nice Shamrock Rovers away jersey is in it as well, is it?
The purple one, yeah, that's in it.
Yeah.
Dundalk's black away one, Shelbourne's away one.
Nice, Paul. Yeah.
That one there is involved in it too. So get over there and check out Drogheda one as well, and Bray. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I might be missing one, but yeah, definitely like a chance to win your club's jersey, or it might be someone you know is a massive fan of the club, you can try and win it for them. So yeah, competition ends Sunday evening at about 9 p.m. Yeah, I'm gonna say 9 p.m.
I've got Ronan Manning as that Athlone goal scorer, so it's 1-1 in Athlone and Lissy Woolen, and
Oh,
it's
Michael
still
Duffy's in
scoreless.
here. Oh no, he's not. Rory Feely keeps up with him. Oh, good ball to the
Ooh.
box and it's cleared.
I
By
know a
the way,
lot of. We
sorry,
talk about Jack Byrne a lot, and I mean, in my view, I think he is the best player in the league. But I know I get a lot of Dundalk fans will come back and say Mickey Duffy, in their view, is the best player in the league. But he is an absolutely crucial player for Dundalk, and he was a big threat there again.
well, I think it goes down to last season. You remember Michael Duffy scored the winning goal in the game between them to win the league. What a goal it
So
was! So I think that shows that that there's not too much in between, or there's not too much in the difference between the two of them. Um, Jack
well,
Byrne's probably the best player in the league right
different
now.
types of players. Both are absolutely crucial for their
I would
clubs.
say
Yeah,
Jack's better now, though. I would say that Jack is better right now. And his performance is showing that, obviously playing with Ireland and winning the FAI Cup, and then the way he started the season back. So I would say at the moment, that's not to say that there's much. Oh, what are you doing there at the
oh,
back? Goal. Who?
chance, Pat. Well, I think I got the first goal scorer right.
Yeah, what was the story there?
Oh,
Number
it was a
14,
gift.
who's that? Let me check the starting lineup. Luke McNally. I think that's Harry Taft's family, is it?
I think it is. Yeah, there's actually lovely. I was very sad about Harry Taff, and it's a lovely tribute to him around Oriel Park. People may have
I,
seen it before the start of the game.
I think Patrick Hooven was close with him,
Oh,
so maybe he did a celebration that in reference. That was Kolovich with the setup. Luke McNally at the back there. I don't know what he's doing. He dilly dally and ball gets caught under his feet and he gets punished.
yeah, crucial goal for Dundalk because they hadn't put
No,
Pats under too much pressure. Brendan
it was
Clark didn't
fairly
have any
even,
saves
wasn't
to
it?
make. Yeah, Brendan Clark didn't make a save yet that I saw, and it's a bit of a gift of a goal, and it'll certainly settle Dundalk down now. And uh, well, I suppose they were always favourites to go on and win the game, but even more so now.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see if Pats kind of go at them now because Pat, like generally speaking, the way Pats would set up, it would be kind of quite compact against. Oh, get the
Oh,
back
there's
in it.
an equaliser
Go,
already. Wow.
Robbie Benson.
Yeah, what a goal.
Just there's me saying that they might go back, like they're from being compact. Will they go at them and they go up the other end and literally score?
Well,
1-1 here.
I don't think they actually had sat back that much. They had actually had a little bit of a go anyway, even at 0-0. But great run down the left, and lovely finish by Robbie Benson there from the edge of the 6 yard box.
It's funny because no, what I was saying was because the way, generally speaking, when an inferior team come to, the bigger team's ground, they usually tend to set up defensively, and then if they go a goal behind, they have to go all out and attack. And literally, they've gone out. They probably gone
Yeah,
back to being compact again. Now they were hitting Dundalk on the counter there, but 2 goals in the first 25 minutes. It didn't look like there was going to be 2 goals literally 2 minutes ago.
no. I
But
imagine Vinnie Perth is going to be absolutely furious though, because having got the goal like that, I think Dundalk's just switched off
yeah,
and the caught with a sucker punch. And as they say, teams are never as vulnerable as after they've just scored. And there was another classic case of it. And but if Dundalk don't go on to win this game, they'll really regret that one.
oh, big time, yeah.
Stephen Kenny, an interesting spectator. I wonder, is he looking at Mickey Duffy for the national squad?
Or is he just looking to go to a game?
So
No, he probably is. He probably is looking at him because, well, he'd know him well anyway. But
yeah,
um, he could be looking at Hooben as well, because let's not forget Patrick Hooben has started the season really, really well, and in my opinion, should have got called up when when he had that season when he was unbelievable for Dundalk, and I think he scored 29 goals
yeah.
in the league, and just got like this was at a time when Ireland were crying out for strikers and had nobody else, and he got no mention, didn't get a look in. I'd love personally, because I know him, I would love to see him get a call up. I just don't think he will, unfortunately, because I think we have a lot of good players coming through at the moment that will have precedence over him. You know.
But we're actually crying out for goal scorers for the national team. I mean, you're looking at the squad, and there's nobody obvious that you'd say is somebody who's going to score, let's say, in a league situation, 20 goals plus a season. So I know it's a big step up from the SSE Electricity League to the national team, but he has to be worth looking at, particularly when I think we're crying out for a goal scorer since Robbie Keane retired, really.
Oh, go on, Kolovich there.
Might have been a free kick there, but no, it
I
wasn't
thought
given.
it should have been a free kick. He's a bit physical for him there. Give it up the line. Give it up the line. Robbie Benson just slowing it down there. I just want to see a goal there. In case anyone's jumping at me in the comments, oh, what are you cheering on? I just want to see a goal. So whoever is on the attack, I'll be cheering on. This game has literally no meaning for me whatsoever. Although for the title race, I'd like to see Dundalk win just to keep it going.
Well, I actually think with this shortened season, virtually every game is going to matter at this stage because it's pretty tight at the top. And yeah, as I say, we probably need a Dundalk win because I think Shamrock Rovers will win tomorrow. But the battle for Europe will be really intense. Derry City losing tonight, they're a long way off Europe, and not only are they a long way off Europe, they've got to be looking over their shoulder now. They're 1 point off the bottom of the table, and they
It's
would have been.
mad, isn't it? It's just a
It
mad
is.
league. Like.
I mean, it's who knows but and the battle at the bottom with such a short season is going to be really tough. It's going to be really tight, and you have the battle for Europe. I think every club will be playing for something for almost all of this season, and then you go down to the first division and you have one club getting automatic promotion, and then the next four are in the playoffs. So there's so many big games, and just as I say that, I see Cavan Teely have taken the lead in Eamon DC Park, and Kevin Knight with that goal, and that's Cavan Teely
That's
100%
Jason Knight's
record.
brother.
Yeah. So a big goal in Galway, and we were talking in the preview show about Galway's poor and disappointing start. There were many people's tip to challenge for the title, and they haven't won a match yet, and they're going to go down at home to Cabinteely. It's I don't know. It's disappointing for any Galway fans.
Yeah. Well, it's just the first division's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because you just don't know what you're ever gonna get down there. You could see the bottom team going on and getting promoted the following season. You just never know with the first division. It's
Yeah.
mental. Um, Sean O'Donovan just got involved there in the comments saying that Luke McNally, sorry, is his cousin. Well, that's unfortunate. Deleted my link to streaming. Don't know what he means by that. Videos, Diarios, the WhatsApp.
Oh, was a chance here. Oh, well done, Brendan Clark.
50-50.
He came out a goal quickly. Yeah,
Like a bat out of hell there. Oh, that was a
yeah.
bad tackle, was it?
Just playing on. Good ball from Greg Sloggett to Mickey Duffy. He's going to cause Pat's problems.
Oh, whip.
Oh.
No one on the end of that. Do you know who I like? I've seen little glimpses of him, and I know he was really good at Derry last season. Sloggett. I haven't seen that much of him though till he's been playing for Dundalk. Because I just don't really see Derry play that often. Like if they're obviously down in Dublin, sometimes I'm at a game that they'll be at, or sometimes you'll be at it, or Jer, or any of the lads could
Yeah.
be at it. So I don't always see them. So it's like people were going mad at me last season for picking the League of Ireland team of the season, and Owen Toll was doing really well for Derry, but I hadn't seen him. So and Junior, I hadn't seen him either. And do you know Shane Dawson that works for Air Sport? I mean, he was doing the team of the season, and he must have picked about 6 Derry City players. And I was like, how are you picking all these players? He had more Derry players, I'm pretty sure, than Dundalk and Rovers.
I think they feel they get a very raw deal on the Player of the Months as well. I think is it no Derry player or only one Derry player had got it in a few years. So they do feel there is a bit of a, I don't know, a Dublin bias. Um,
So does
maybe we're
what's his name? Um, Malone, Jerry Malone. He thinks that as well.
yeah. So I know I live in Dublin, but I'm actually a proud Limerick man, and I try to be neutral in all the other teams. I can't claim to be in any way impartial when Limerick are playing. But yeah, actually, Greg Sloggett was. I saw him first with UCD, and he in the first division,
Yeah,
and
when the
he
season they get up, wasn't it?
yeah, and he looked a really really good player, and I was really impressed with him. And actually, I haven't seen as much of him with Derry City as you say, like yourself. But and actually, we must get up.
Oh,
Ooh, chance
Dinkum.
here.
Oh, well done, Rogers. You've done enough there.
Not yet. Oh, hit the
Ah,
post.
he did.
It's still not clear. Now it's
Oh,
clear. Yeah,
cleared off the line by Chris Shields.
yeah.
Gary Rogers done really, really well there to narrow the angle and just slow him up, so you can get
He did,
more
and
players on the line.
he could have been sent off if he handled it outside the area as well. So he's you say he did really really well. So, but actually, Paul, I've been saying one of us must get up to the Brandywell before the end of the season and cover a game there because it's they're a great club. I've been up there many times for Limerick games, and it's probably my favourite away venue in the league. Actually, it's
Why?
great
Why is that?
atmosphere. It's the great atmosphere and a very very knowledgeable football people up there, and it reminds me a bit of Sligo as well, which is another venue I really like because they're football towns or football cities, and it's the main sport and it's the only sport in many ways in both places like Sligo and Derry. It's the team really matters. They've got great support in the area, and they really know their football there. And so I love going to places like Sligo and Derry, and great fans, and they're very demanding fans as well. But they know their football and they appreciate players.
Yeah, well, they obviously. I know from the Republic of Ireland, Derry supporters, they all follow Derry City, and they really get behind their own, especially with Shane Duffy and James McLean, who two of which have won League of Ireland, or sorry, not League of Ireland, FAI awards. The last well, I'd say over the last 4 seasons, I think Duffy's won it like twice, and McLean won it once, and we're waiting on the new one now, isn't it? So it'll probably be
Yeah,
Goldrick, I'd say. But they've won it, and the thing I like, I obviously have built up good relations with that Derry City Supporters Club as well. Of the or sorry, the Derry branch of the Republic of Ireland Supporters Club is what I mean to say. But like, I would definitely go up and meet them and have a pint with them or whatever, or just meet them up in a match. But obviously, we have to wait kind of till things kind of go back to normal. I see people are getting involved now in the comments just with the John Whelan says Pats look decent, and then Jamie Stephen Dunn says what a chance that was. So guys, if you're watching the game, let us know where you're watching it. If you're watching, and if you're watching us, obviously, let us know. Are you watching it on Watch LOI? Are you watching it on RTE? Or are you watching it even in Dublin? Are you watching it wherever? Dundalk, you could be in Australia. Let us know where you're watching from. But yeah, Gary, as you say, they are very knowledgeable people, but they're also very hospitable people. Hospitable, I guess.
hospitable. Yeah, that's
Um, and they're just really nice. Like if you went up there, I'm sure they'd offer you a bed or whatever as well if you wanted to stay the night, and so you go out on the beer with you. They're just good people. I always say it about people from Derry. I've a lot of affection for people from Derry.
yeah. The other thing, Paul. I mean, I remember particularly in let's say going back, and I was obviously I'm a bit older than you and going around a long time. When I was going to the Brandywell in the 80s and the 90s, I mean, Limerick would
The
have had
80s, 90s, and now.
you'd have really tiny support, away support. I mean, we would have, let's say, a couple of people, three or four.
Oh,
So, oh, good chance there. And there'd be no segregation, but no need for it either. You'd be more than welcome. And you could quite openly cheer, not that there were too many Limerick goals, but I could quite openly cheer them. And you might get a couple of smart comments and some very knowledgeable comments as well. But I particularly remember in 2002 because we won the League Cup in the Brandywell. We lost the game on the night, but we won it on penalties. And they were incredibly hospitable. It must have been an incredible shock to them because we were down at the bottom of the first division and Derry were riding high in the Premier Division. And it was a bit of a smash and grab and hanging on really for penalties. But there wasn't a word out of place, and they all said, "Look, fair play to you. You deserved it." And it was great to see. They're really, really great fans.
Do you know I've actually played on the Brandywell pitch?
Well, it's certainly one I haven't done. Fair play to you. Yeah.
Well, it was before it was the kind of AstroTurf. Everton supporters club were playing a memorial game. It was for my dad and a guy called Jim Carey or Jim Carney. Sorry, not Jim Carey. Jesus. But we played against the Derry City Legends. They bet us like 7-1. They were unbelievable. Right. Bunch of outlads. No, they were just passing the ball around, but they were brilliant. No pace or anything. Just literally pass. It's like watching a team playing rugby with the football. And hang on, someone's leaving the comments. But yeah, it was like so funny because they were just old, but they could play football and they were just so good at it. And you couldn't get near them even when you were trying to tackle them. And I was only a young fella playing. I was only like 22 or 23 at the time. Like, what's this? When you buy the thing for the watch LOI, what do you do with it? Please explain me. Don't know what you mean, Callum. You have to explain better what you're actually asking when you say when you buy the thing. So
I think you can just I can't really help too much, but I think it's just you can watch it on your phone, you can watch it on your laptop, or you can use Chromecast and get it on your TV. I believe that works very well. Certainly people were saying that on Twitter earlier on. Just another thing on the Brandywell. Actually, one of the things I like is if you look at, you're talking about Derry City Legends there.
Oh,
great chance for Mickey Duffy. Yeah, another Derry man, I believe, as well. But you talk about Derry City Legends. When you go to the Brandywell, you see the likes of Eddie Mahon, Tony O'Doherty, Liam Coyle, legends from the past, and they still go to the games as well, which is it's great to see the old players, and they're there
against them.
They're probably the guys you played against, yeah, but they were top players. I mean, Felix Healy probably played as well, actually. You know,
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, Felix went to a World Cup, so
with the North.
Yeah, in '82. He was with Coleraine then because Derry weren't in any league at the time. But he was a class player. He played with Derry City when they came back into the league or came into the League of Ireland in the '80s. He was a great player. Tony O'Doherty, fantastic player with Finn Harps in the League of Ireland in the early '70s. He won the FAI Cup with Harps in '74, and they're actually that Harps team that won the cup in '74. Had a load of Derry men in the team.
Yeah, I was definitely the team that we played. They won something back in the day. I wasn't too clued in at the time. I should have been, but I wasn't. Yeah, we went up and down. I actually think it fell on the same day as my dad's anniversary mass, so we were kind of traveling back down from it. So I was legging it down really quickly from Derry straight away after the match. I didn't kind of hang around or whatever. I'm after getting beat 7-1, so I wasn't really hanging around to kind of get to know them.
They'll certainly remind you they're still the only League of Ireland club to have won the treble. Now, I know Shamrock Rovers fans are going to jump in and say they've won all 5 trophies, and Bohs did as well, right? But in the days since the 1970s when the League Cup actually started, Derry City are the only team to have won the League of Ireland Championship, the FAI Cup and the League Cup in the same season. I know Shamrock Rovers won the Old League, the FAI Cup, the Shield, the Dublin City Cup. They won the lot a couple of times, and Bohs did as well. But in the modern era and in the era of the League Cup, Derry City are the only club to have won the treble. That was in 1989, and that was the likes of Liam Coyle and Felix Healy as well, Pascal Vaudouin, Noel Larkin, Kevin Brady. I'm going to forget some of them. I'm going to forget some really great players. Jim McLaughlin as manager. Tim Dalton in goal, I believe. Fantastic team. And up there,
You might as well not keep on saying like the players' names because you'll feel guilty leaving one of them out.
I will, and someone's going to scream, probably screaming at me now, saying, "How could you forget so and so?" So
No,
look,
no one's getting involved in the comments at
I know
all.
well. Okay, who have I forgotten from that Derry treble team from 1989? Maybe it's people that might be a bit longer in the tooth than like myself, but that was a great side.
I don't. If anyone is a little bit older, they probably wouldn't be watching us on YouTube and the match. They probably
Okay, yeah,
just choose one.
that's true. Okay,
It's usually the younger viewers. Come on, guys, get your comments in. We've 8 people
Callum
online.
Crossan, where do you think Harps will finish? I support them. That's a great question, Callum, and
He'll tell you tomorrow.
I would think Ollie Horgan's target would be the playoff spot. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they end up. It's
What a turn!
Harps are a club that will actually the Harps are going to suffer from not having fans because Finn Park is a tough place to go to get a result. I don't give Harps any chance in Tallaght tomorrow night, sorry, or tomorrow evening. But anyone going to Finn Park is in for a tough game. And it's normally a lot tougher with the Donegal crowd there. So, but they're still going to be tough to beat. You never see an Ollie Horgan team, not to mind Ollie Horgan, you have Paul Hegarty in the sideline as well. You never see one of those teams give anything less than 100%. So they're going to battle and battle right till the end. They'll be very tough to beat. I see they signed Stephen Folan today as well. He's back from Australia. He's a good signing, good defender. And I actually, at this stage, I'd tip Harps for the playoff. And I think Ollie Horgan would fancy that. Unfortunately, as a Limerick fan, I'm well aware of Finn Harps in 2 horrible playoffs. And maybe Callum wouldn't agree with me on those, but they were horrible, horrible nights, particularly the first one in 2015. But yeah, it's my tip for Finn Harps would be the playoffs. But what I would say is, who knows what's going to happen? We've been off for 4 months, and we don't know how teams are going to come back, how they're going to react. You're looking around Europe, and you see the likes of Schalke, Lazio. They were doing really well before lockdown, and kind of fell apart. Then you look in England, and teams like Brentford came on a fantastic run when they came back, and just missed out on automatic promotion. So Sligo Rovers tonight. I mean, who would have predicted they go up to the Brandywell and win? So it's hard to know how teams are going to come back. There's another good chance, good delivery. I mean, St. Pat's are giving just as good as they're getting here, and a bit unfortunate not to be ahead against Dundalk. So
I wouldn't say that now. Michael Duffy's chance.
Yeah, but the Harps have hit the post as well, and they've done really well.
Harps?
Certainly, they certainly deserve to be level anyway.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that. They deserve to be ahead because they don't. Yeah, it's been a bit of a sloppy game, hasn't it, so far?
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing the Dundalk. Certainly not of last season, and particularly the year before. They're not dominating the game anyway. Now it's still early days, but it's whatever. Just coming up to 45 minutes half time there. Yeah.
That's nice. Legends live forever. Rest in peace, Harry Taff. That's nice.
I see Adrian Walsh as a comment. Joe Hodge getting more recognition at City today. Just hope while we can hang on to him. Yeah, he was Scholar of the Year at City. Yeah. He's come back from a bad injury as well. Yeah, he is a lovely player, lovely midfield player.
Were you
probably
over
more
in Yerevan?
Sorry?
Were you over in Yerevan?
I was, yeah. For the under-19s last year, yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, Leo Connor played in that role, but in Yerevan. But Joe Hodge came really to prominence for the under-17s when we hosted it.
Yeah.
And playing in let's say, as a number 6, and lovely player, lovely footballer. He's born in I think he's born in Manchester. He's been with Manchester City since he was 9, and he has played for our youth setup. He's played it competitively for us at at under 17, I think at under 19 as well. And yeah, he's definitely one for the future. And I really do hope we can hang on to him. But there's no indication that he's going anywhere else. But he's certainly one for the future.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we're doing the live watch along at the moment. It's half time, and it's currently Dundalk 1, St. Patrick's Athletic 1. Goals from Patrick Hubin and Robbie Benson, and St. Pat's have hit the post, and Michael Duffy came close with a volley. That's been the only real chances of note. But yeah, get involved in the comments. As, we're just having a discussion there about Joe Hodge. Adrian Walsh commented in. Joe Hodge got more recognition at City today. Just hope Ireland can hang on to him. As you just touched on there, Gary. You
Yeah.
answer
I
that
see
comment?
Callum Crossan. Callum Crossan has another comment. We'll be doing a watch along for the Harps game. We won't,
You're going to
Callum,
be at it.
unfortunately. I'll be at the game though, and I will be giving live Twitter updates and updates on Instagram as well. And
I'll be at Shelburne and Waterford at 2. I might get back to watch it, but it depends. Like, it is Saturday after all, and people have other things to be doing if they're not at the match. Or Shamrock Rovers fan or Finn Harps fans especially will be watching the game. But I think that one's at a poor time. What time's the FA Cup on it?
I think it's 5:30, and Shamrock Rovers Finn Harps is at 5 o'clock. I think that's well, definitely Shamrock Rovers Finn Harps is at 5 o'clock. I think the FA Cup final is at 5:30. So
Yeah, so there you
yeah,
go.
yeah. I mean, I know I was saying earlier about it's great all our games are on different times.
Well, you
Yeah,
can't
going
win
ahead.
in that one. You can't win. You just have to kind of do what you have to
Yeah,
do.
I mean, maybe you could have kicked off later on. I mean, I'll just run through the half times, by the way, in the first division. It's Athlone Town 1, Wexford 1. It's Bray Wanderers 0, Cove Ramblers 0. It's Galway United 0, Cabinteely 1. And it's still UCD 0, Longford 0. I don't think that's gone quite half time yet. We'll probably hear from Ger shortly when we reach half time in
It
Belfield.
said the Wi-Fi is terrible, so you won't be coming
Oh,
on. But if you are joining us and you haven't checked out our Instagram competition at the moment to win an away jersey of your choice of the 7 jerseys, all League of Ireland teams. So you've got Drogheda, Shamrock Rovers, Shelburne, Dundalk, Bray Wanderers. Did I say Shelburne already? St. Patrick's Athletic. So the 7 jerseys, the image is up on our Instagram. You can see the jerseys that you can win. Make sure and enter now before Sunday. All you have to do is like the post, follow Irish Football Fan TV and Umbro Ireland, tag 3 friends, and share it on your story. That's all you got to do. It's free to enter, and it's a chance to win one of 7 jerseys.
I see it's gone half time now at Belfield. It's 0-0. And I see a comment from Jamie Stephen Dunn there. St. Pat's have played good. I've been surprised by how poor Dundalk have played. Yeah, I mean, Pats definitely have played well. And wouldn't say Dundalk have been poor, but probably, yeah, I was expecting better from Dundalk as well. And, well, Jamie reckons Dundalk have been poor. Yeah, so it's. Yeah, I certainly think we'll see a reaction in the second half. I don't think Vinnie Pert will be happy at half time, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out in the second half.
Yeah, if anyone else is getting involved, obviously it's half time, and you want to get involved and leave your comments, and we'll include it in the discussion. Also, want to give a bit of recognition for John Egan, who won Community Player of the Year for Sheffield United. Not exactly sure what that entails. Does that mean he was very good within the community circles and going around to meeting sick children, or that's usually what Community Player of the Year kind of gets for that type of stuff, you know. So if that is the case, fair play to him, because he seems like a really honest, genuine, decent fella. And if you remember, after we did the video with him back in, I think it might have been March, April now. He actually gave a jersey to that young fan Reese. Reese Gordon. He actually gave him a jersey. Sent out his jersey from the Georgia game, which is probably his first competitive start. It would have been, wouldn't it? Georgia away. When he hit the post, it was.
Yeah,
So he gave him that jersey from that game. So it just goes to show what type of guy John is. Lovely, lovely guy.
Okay. I think it was. Yeah, I'm not sure if his first competitive start. Richard Keogh would have been injured at that point. Yeah, so but it would have been certainly one of his early starts.
Oh, it was definitely it was definitely his first competitive start because he would have started in
Okay.
friendlies, but he never
Right.
started
Okay.
in a for the senior team in a because he was always kind of down the pecking order. Now he's top. He's top of the food chain right now. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody could argue that.
Yeah, I mean,
He's,
it's until Richard Keogh's injury, it was Shane Duffy and Richard Keogh,
but just for me, I was only thinking about this the other day. Does that not show how good Richard Keogh was?
Oh, he was. And he also formed a great partnership with Shane Duffy. And I mean, I was very devastated to hear of the injury because well, you think he'd been a huge loss. John Egan has stepped up and has been fantastic. So,
If not better.
if not better. But Richard Keogh was a fine defender for us and a great servant and did a great job. And I think he's been badly treated at Derby County. I mean, he wasn't driving, and this guys were driving the cars and are back playing, and they just wonder because they were younger earlier in their career, they've got a transfer value. Anyway, it doesn't. I don't think it reflects well on Derby County Football Club the way he's been treated.
Yeah, and it's mad because we obviously have one of our best players coming through there at the moment, Irish Jason Knight,
Yeah,
and
great prospect. Yeah.
yeah, so I just hope he's not harshly treated. But you'd wonder what his thoughts were because I know Jeff Hendrick was very open about not being happy about the way Kyo was treated as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things really. Um, I don't know in the comments there. I think Egan played Nations League. Not too sure though. Georgia was the first competitive game I remember him playing. I think he started against Northern Ireland. I think he started against Northern Ireland, but that wasn't competitive really. If you look at it as a whole, I'm talking
Well, no,
like
that was just a friend. That was definitely a friendly. The nil all draw was it? Yeah.
oh, sorry, yeah, that it was. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he actually played. Did he play? Poland was a friendly as well. He started that, but that wasn't a
Poland was a friendly as well. Yeah.
Nations League game, so I
Yeah.
don't think he did. I know he was on the bench against Wales for the away game because he had the number 10 jersey. Um, so I don't think so. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, I think it goes to show how good Richard Keogh was for Ireland. It's the fact that John Egan and even Kieran Clark was pretty much left out for the partnership of Keogh and Duffy. It was a real good partnership. I'd love to know the actual stats and how many goals were conceded with those two in the defence together. Might have been trumped from the last game against Denmark, but before that game, I would say the we didn't concede too many.
By the way, you mentioned the Poland friendly there in Wrocław. I'm sure I've murdered that pronunciation. A shout out to Aidan O'Brien as well, who scored his only goal so far. I see he's joined Sunderland now, and he's dropped a division, but in many ways possibly moved to a bigger club from going
Well,
from
he got
Millwall to
released.
Sunderland. Yeah. So, but it's a chance for him now, hopefully, to start and maybe score some goals. Sunderland are an absolutely massive club, despite being in League One. And then you look at Millwall, and they signed Troy Parrott. We're talking about players for the future.
That's not
And
confirmed yet.
is that not confirmed? Okay,
It's
all
all
right,
book confirmed, but yeah.
okay, all right. I'll stand corrected on that one, Paul. Sorry,
It'll probably
but
happen over the
yeah,
weekend though, so you're not like you're
okay,
not. I just don't
yeah,
want to have you saying it's done when
okay,
it's not because it might
fair enough.
backfire
Yeah,
on you. That's all.
okay, my mistake. Just back to the
And
comments
they
as well.
they
I
did
see.
just quickly. He did actually turn down Celtic. I'm ignoring that comment because he didn't sign for Fleetwood. He was already at them. He just signed the extension.
Callum Crossan said, "What? Who do you think will come last this season?" He thinks Cork. Yeah, it's a tough one. If I had to call it, I'd say Cork as well, but not with a lot of conviction. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Cork beat Bohs on Sunday, and then that's throwing everything in the mix. Sligo got a great win this evening, but they're not out of the woods yet either. That win puts Derry City back in. Now that sounds crazy, I know, but Derry could well possibly end up in the playoff. Maybe that's a bit unlikely, but they do need to start picking up some points. But yeah, it's so tough to call. As I said, we'll see how teams react to lockdown. Um, I had said a couple of weeks ago that Waterford, I feared for Waterford, but then they went out and signed Daryl Murphy. Michael O'Connor came back. They got John Sheridan in as manager. And you have to think that, well, they're not out of the woods yet, even though they've got 6 points, but they look in better shape than they did a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they're not going to be good tomorrow when Shells play them.
Yeah, the other thing, Paul, it's a huge week for Shells. I mean, Shells have 3 games, if I correct, home to Waterford, away to Finn Harps, and away to Sligo Rovers. Potentially, if Shells were to get 7, 9 points, you're definitely looking at Europe. If Shells were to get 1 or 2 points, then you're looking over your shoulder into the relegation battle as well. So, massive week, and it'll be very interesting to see how Shells come back after this lockdown.
Yeah, as well, like, because Shells have a pretty settled squad at the moment. They've added one or two young lads who I don't know too much about. So it would be interesting to see how they fare and will they be brought in. Like we were looking at some of the players playing tonight that we hadn't seen, for Dundalk and St. Pat's. Will these young lads at Shells get the opportunity? The difference is with the Waterford players, they actually know who they are. You still got to remember there's for Waterford, you've got Michael O'Connor, as you said, and then you have what's his name? You've got Gary Deegan for Shells, who I think is the heartbeat of that team. But for Waterford, you're looking around, you got Wilson, you've got what's his name? Michael O'Connor. Then you have, did Daryl Murphy sign yet?
Oh, I think he. Oh, you make me doubt it now after the Troy Parrott one. I was pretty sure he
I'm
did.
sure he was meant to sign, but I don't think he has officially signed. Let me
Oh,
just double
okay.
check that.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
Davy Keogh's in the comments. Davy Keogh says hello. He says Massey and Cleary very poor at the back. Pat's playing very well. J Mac G U says Shells need big Alan Keeley back to shore up that defence. I'm not sure. Does he mean? Just gonna check there.
Oh, Jay McGlue, Darren Murphy hasn't officially signed. Okay.
Not yet, but I'd say he's not far off. But he won't be playing against Shells tomorrow. Michael O'Connor, when I remember watching Pats against Waterford earlier on the season, and he was like excellent for Waterford, and he was chasing down everything. They got the win against Pats, and then it just kind of went a bit tits up for them really because they were starting to do well. Then they had some poor results, and then the lockdown came in just as quick as that, and the season stopped till now pretty much. But there's people getting involved now in the comments there. What do you think? Do you think Troy Parrott will go on loan? Yes, I do. Celtic apparently came in for Troy Parrott last minute, and they said no. He struck up a good relationship with Gary Rowett apparently, and is poised to sign in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I just
That's
wonder.
according to the Indo.
Yeah, I saw that he actually seemed to have chosen Millwall over Celtic, and I wonder has it been influenced because we've got some very talented young Irish players like Luke Connell and Leo Connor have gone to Celtic and haven't really got a chance. They haven't. No, I suppose you have to force your way into the first team as well, but they've ended up out on loan. Leo Connor was at Partick Thistle, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
it's maybe Troy is probably feels it's Millwall is it's and the championship is a really great league. It's a really tough league to be in as well, and they Millwall are a tough crowd. They've actually got great fans, very knowledgeable fans, and if you give your all, they will back you and they'll back you to the hilt. And like Richie Sadlier was playing there and really loved by their fans as well. But it's a tough place to go.
I think Sean Williams is going to be key to Troy Parrott's success there, and I said that on Twitter the other day. How important he was for Jason Malumbi when he walked through the door. He was the one that kind of made him feel at home, and then kind of on the pitch was kind of helping him through games and stuff like that, and just kind of giving him a shout when he needed to, but also being the arm around the shoulder when he needed him to as well. And they became great friends. since the loan move, and I think that Sean Williams would be fantastic for Troy, and I'd say that Malumbi would have said to Williams, get him under your wing and get his head right, because we're hearing all sorts of stories about Troy. You don't know what to believe, So if you can get someone like Williams, who's a seasoned pro, um, and has done his hard yards in the League of Ireland and in the lower leagues. I think a great ball, Benson. Um, you'd wonder if he could help him kind of get his head switched on, and then finally get shown that potential that he has, and showing what he can do on a really high level in the championship.
Another player who scored for his country, a shout out for that goal in Cardiff in the Nations League for Sean Williams. Yeah, and Jason Malumbi, you mentioned Jason Knight earlier on. Jay Malumbi has had a fantastic season with Millwall. The loan has really worked out well for him. I'm
Yeah.
not sure where he's going to end up next season. But so I think looking at Millwall, it's worked out incredibly well, and hopefully it'll work out as well for Troy Parrott, because I'd love to see him playing proper men's football and being really tested, and he will be doing that in the championship. And there's been a lot of hype about him. He has a lot of talent. As you say, there were a couple of concerning stories or photographs, but hopefully he'll knuckle down now. He's got a great chance to. If the Millwall move, apologies that I got that wrong. If it does happen, as it seems to be happening, I think it'll be a great
It's
move
all,
for him.
all but imminent, Gary, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. So,
Okay. Yeah.
oh, Pats are really piling it on here. But sorry, go on. You were saying about Troy and his basically season yesterday, but I do think with himself and Adam Ida, the two of them could be lighting up the championship next season, which is an exciting prospect as well.
Yeah, actually, the Norwich's relegation could be good news for Ireland, because um, probably, well, maybe I'm assuming too much. Timo Pukki might get moved on or sold, or he may want to stay in the Premier League or one in the major European leagues. And hopefully Adam will get a chance in the championship, because he got quite a few games with Norwich. Okay, mainly in cup competitions, but still, it would be a great chance for him.
Yeah, and Simon Power at Norwich. There's a couple of other players in there as well
Yeah,
that need a chance, and I think championship level would be a good start for them to kind of work their way up. Then so many good young players coming through at the moment, and I think back to when Martin O'Neill was in charge in the last year, and just how miserable that year was, and just looking at the future and thinking there
oh,
was just no hope for anything going forward. Funny how football works like that, though.
yeah, and I mean we've potentially so many good young players coming through now. The under 21's doing incredibly well. They have a great chance to reach the finals next year, and well, their chances may be scuppered by Stephen Kenny taking a lot of the players for the senior squad, but we can't say that's a bad thing. But anyway, it'll
Well, the
be.
senior squad's the priority, and I don't care who you are, and you're telling me that, oh, I'd like to see the under 21s qualify. Nonsense. Sort out the first the senior team, because they're the ones that when the country or when the football team's doing well, the country just be bouncing, as you've seen from all the videos throughout lockdown, all the 90s, and 88 and 90 and 94 when and 2002 to an extent too. When the first team is bouncing, the country is bouncing, and I don't care what anyone says. Oh well, I'd like to see uh the under 21s qualify, and I'd rather see our. But like people are just saying that.
Yeah, but I
Just
don't look, Paul. I fully agree with you. The priority has to be the senior team, and particularly, we've got the playoffs in October and hopefully November. We have the finals in Dublin next June. It would be amazing to qualify and to be playing, because, as you said, Italia 90. I was around for all of those. Euro 88, USA 94. I was lucky enough to be at all of those.
lucky fucker.
They were fantastic times, and it would be amazing to play in the finals in our own country. But having said that, I mean, I'd love to see the under 21s qualify, because it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. And we've never qualified for an under 21 finals. And it would give the players in the squad a fantastic showcase for a level to play at, playing against the best young players in Europe. So it would be great to qualify. Obviously, the priority is the senior team qualifying for the Euros, and obviously, if Stephen Kenny wants Jay Malumbi, Jason Knight, etc., they have to go to the senior squad, Darrow O'Shea, whatever it is. But yeah, I'd still love to see the under 21s qualify as well. Maybe I'm being greedy. I want everything, but yeah,
No harm in wanting both.
yeah,
No, I'm not saying that I don't want the 20. I'm just saying people were moaning back when Mick was taking like Aaron Connolly up, and they were like, "Well, you do better in the under 21s or whatever." It's like, how do you know? You don't know. So just that's nonsense comment. And you know, you look like Connolly came up and done well. Obviously, he only got the last 20 minutes against George, or was it even as the last 10 minutes? Uh,
just about the last 10 minutes, and he nearly won it for us. Yeah,
Yeah, but if he'd have been on 10 minutes earlier, I think we would have won it. That's my gut feeling. I felt like we would have. I think everybody was thinking that.
yeah,
But these
yeah. He
people
made
are like,
he made a
oh,
huge difference when he came on.
yeah. So these people are like, oh, well, oh, I'd rather see the under 21s qualified than us qualified. It's like, no, you wouldn't. That's
Oh no,
absolutely ludicrous.
I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't agree with that now at all.
Yeah, I want both to qualify. I would love to
Yeah.
see some of our younger players, Andrew, Omo Bamadelis, these types of players coming up and doing the job for the under 21s and getting us qualified. That's what I'd like to see. And I'd like to see the younger players coming up and helping the senior team, the ones that are ready to make the step up, not the ones who are just being thrown in for the sake of being thrown in. But to turn around and tell me that you'd rather us qualify the under 21 tournament over the Euros is absolute nonsense. I know. I'm not saying you said it. A couple of people said it to me on Twitter.
Okay.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Both,
Well,
yeah,
I
happy
would. I
days.
would. I certainly wouldn't subscribe to that. I mean, the priority has to be put. It's always the senior team, but particular when we have the finals at home.
Oh, sorry that.
Just wide there. Callum Crossan asking who would say is Harp's best player.
Barry
He
McInerney.
thinks it's Mark McGinley. Yeah, well, I haven't seen Harps, Callum, so I'd be hard to comment on that. Paul says Barry McNamee, he's a class player. Certainly, watching him in particular with Derry City and with Cork, he was a fantastic signing.
Dundalk
Um,
here about to make two subs. It looks like Shane McElhenney and Daniel Kelly are going to come on. Kolovich is coming
Kolovich
off.
and Jordan Flores gone
Flores.
off, I think, is it? Yeah.
So that's a very attack-minded sub. He's obviously going for it now, Vinny, because he knows that they need the win.
I think they have to win. I mean, uh, if this would be a huge boost to Shamrock Rovers if Dundalk don't get the 3 points tonight.
You know, I actually like see the way they have the Umbro underneath the numbers. I think that's a real retro look. I like that,
Yeah.
like real '90s type of thing, isn't it? Do you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's nice shorts. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't be the same aficionado of shorts like yourself, but yeah, it looks nice. Is
You're
that one
more
of the
interested in
ones?
the team
It's
shirts.
the away. It's the away short. Is the people have a chance to win?
Yeah, they can win that Pats away jersey if they head over to our Instagram now, especially anyone who's just joining us. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, why not subscribe? You've obviously watched videos before. You're returning. Um, we do great content, if I do say so myself. You must check out that Warren O'Hara video I did. And it is O'Hara, not O'Hara. He did tell
Okay.
me today. So if you're talking to him or about him, just make sure you don't call him O'Hara because he gets very annoyed about that. He was telling me.
It's spelt with the O anyway. It's pronounced that
Yeah,
way as well. Okay,
he's
I
a good
didn't know that.
lad. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, I had a great chat with him, and it was a good insight to kind of how he got to from where he was to where he is now, and what he hopes to achieve in the next couple of years. And he's not kind of resting on just being a reserve at Brighton. Like he wants to kick on now. He won Young Player of the Year at Brighton, and I'm not going to ruin the video too much or the podcast. Sorry, so I'll let you and anyone else there that's watching check it out. I have it ready to go. I'm gonna pop it out tomorrow probably, or I might because I was gonna put it out before the games today, but I just thought it was too close to the Sligo game to put it out. But really, really good. I'll sleep tonight, I tell you. I'm really looking forward to the games tomorrow, though, and being able to get back to a live match. It's gonna feel so weird being able to actually, go and see live football again. I haven't seen any friendlies or anything like that at all. So just to even see, like, the closest thing I've seen to football is just kicking the ball up in the local park. That's how much I haven't been able to be near football. It's very annoying.
Yeah, I think it is a shame that, and obviously I appreciate the whole safety aspect with the virus, but it is
Ah,
a shame
yeah,
that
yeah.
fans can't be back at games, even in kind of feel maybe even in limited numbers. I believe Sligo Rovers are letting in or planning to let in some small numbers of fans, but
But they're not willing to let us in.
oh, we didn't ask Sligo Rovers, did we? Or
Chair did.
Ger for Tuesday night. Yeah, okay,
They couldn't fit us in, unfortunately. But
okay,
we'll remember that.
it's a pity.
Yeah. There's an interesting one. I actually tipped Dan O'Kelly to be him and Neil Ferrugia to be two real ones to watch now this season, and I'll get to some of the comments there in a sec. But what do you think? Was he came from Bray to Bowes, done really well, finished the season strongly at Bowes, then was linked really heavily with Bolton, and then he went to Dundalk. Thought he'd done well last season. He actually won a few games for them, and scored goals or whatever a lot off the bench. But I feel like Sean Gannon,
Chance for Sean Gannon. No, I didn't want to hit it. Shields does. Okay,
it's over the bar.
okay,
Sean McCabe's car there won't be happy now. I nearly hit it. But awful place to leave the cars, by the way.
yeah.
But Owen Kelly says, "What's the score, boys? It's 1-1. Dundalk and Pats." It was a bit closer than you thought. But what do you make of Kelly, and then secondly Ferrugia?
Yeah, so Kelly's a lovely winger, bags of pace. I mean, I don't know why he's not starting tonight. He has got quite a bit of game time with Dundalk. Um,
A lot of
and
off the bench though.
yeah, but it's a tough team to break into. I mean, you're playing for the champions. Um, he had bags of pace. I saw him quite a bit with Bowes, and he looked a really class player. And he probably would have expected to start more. Farrugia, he's come back from injury and he really impressed. I mean, I know he got on, made a difference in the cup final. He really impressed at the end of last season for Shamrock Rovers, and he's got a real talent. And again, the lovely winger, lovely fans' favourite, and yeah, lovely player. And he'll be a threat for Rovers. Probably the Probably going to start for them now as well. But again, it's hard to know how these teams have trained during lockdown, and it may take a couple of games. We get a feel for what the regular starting 11 will be.
Well, I think I was playing golf with Pico Lopez during lockdown there for a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that he's kind of learning the left wing back role at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether he starts or Sean Kavanagh starts for Rovers tomorrow. One of them will be playing there, but two really really good players as well. But it'd be interesting to
Yeah,
see. We're going to be looking for someone who might need to be playing left back in a few years' time if Arrow Leahy isn't playing there. Be interested to see maybe if Ferrugia makes that move, because he did turn down moves to England so he could stay here, finish his I think science degree. He's finished that, whatever. So he's got his education, whatever. He's like a qualified doctor or something like that. It's ridiculous. And yeah, he's just a dead sound young fella as well.
I see Wexford have taken the lead in that loan now. It's 2-1. I don't have a goal scorer yet, but they've just taken the lead.
Yeah, Sean Bonner has a good point here. He says, in my opinion, I think the under-21s, if the under-21s do well, it is more of an indication of what the future holds for the senior team, or might give it this, but you know what he means. I
Yeah,
think that's true.
it's a good point, but funnily enough, we've had some great senior teams in the past, and the under 21 sides have been terrible. And I'm going way back even to the 80s, and even when the senior teams were qualifying and making a big impact in major tournaments, the under 21s were never really taken that seriously, and it was funny because we had some great under 16, under 18, under
Oh,
17, 19s, etc. But we never really threatened too much to qualify for under 21s, and this is a rare occasion when we've made a fantastic start to the qualifying campaign and have a great chance of qualifying.
yeah, but we've been doing well at all the underage levels in terms of qualifying now. 17s. I don't think the 19s were great last year, but
Oh, they got to the semi-finals of sorry, they didn't do well in qualifying, but the other 19s had got to the semi-finals in Armenia. That's only a year ago now, So
no, well, I'm talking about the under
yeah,
18s. The under 19s were
yeah,
in the Euros.
yeah,
Because I remember
yeah. But
people saying
the
they were going to be.
19s, then the current 19s didn't make the elite phase for well
That's who I'm
for the
talking
fun.
about.
Yeah,
So yeah, but I mean, most of the teams have been doing well. So again, I think that's testament to the coaching that's been done at underage level with the teams and the likes of Jason Donoghue and what he's doing. Obviously we got a bit of an insight. Well, more so me, got an insight into kind of what they do and how they go about the day to day. Well, not day to day, but day to day on tournaments. But the way they prepare for games and the insight in which the detail that they actually give these young lads who are some of them are 14, 15, and the level of detail and tactics and everything that they have to do. I put up a video of it before, but it's great to see and great to see you know that level of intensity and just so much that they have to take in. So fair play to them, and they were outstanding that day. You were at that game as well against
yeah.
Australia.
And I see one of the guys that impressed that day was Kevin Zeffy of Shamrock Rovers. And I think I saw him being linked. And again, I think it's only been linked to a move to Inter.
Yeah, linked.
Yeah,
He
but
hasn't signed a deal yet. I was talking to
yeah,
him.
no, I know you hadn't signed a deal, but again, a possible star for the future there. He was my man of the match in that friendly against Australia.
I think a lot of people had actually been kind of going, don't go to Inter because it'll ruin you. But I don't know. I
Oh,
think if you're good enough, give it a go. The only
yeah,
thing
you
with,
go.
with Kevin is he can also play for Albania as well. So you'd wonder if he'd go and play for them as well.
Well,
But
hopefully not. But
no,
that that
he's not showed any signs of, or
no,
indication
he's
of.
always played for us, but he's still obviously very young. Another thing about that side, actually, they went to St George's Park and beat England. I think it was a 3-1.
Yeah.
Um, so very impressive.
And Caden McLaughlin scored there. He's obviously playing at Malaga over in Spain. He's Caden
Yeah,
McLaughlin, Spanish young fella, but he's Irish.
it's great to see actually our players across the continent, not just going to England or Scotland, but
Well, he lives there, I
playing.
think.
Yeah, no, but even in some of the other underage squads, we have somebody at Real Betis. I think it was Anselmo Garcia McNulty. We have players Connor in Borussia Mönchengladbach. It
Oh my God, how did he
looked a
miss?
great chance for Greg Sloggett there, was it?
I think it was him or yeah. How did he miss
Just
that?
just headed it wide. And,
Here we go. Oh,
oh, should have hit the target.
from there, yeah, definitely.
Great delivery by Michael Duffy as well.
Maybe Benson did enough. Looked like
And
someone kicked him up the arse there. Or was it Daniel Cleary? Oh, no, it was Slogger. I don't know why the camera's showing
yeah.
Daniel Cleary. Maybe because he's long hair now too. Owen Kelly says, I reckon Cork City are gone. Their signings have been very poor. O'Connor and Oliver only players that have impressed. Kevin O'Connor, I'm sure he means there. Yeah, I know the lads are very impressed with Oliwu, but look, you're just gonna have to see how that one plays out with them, because they signed some new lads today, and Aaron Howie was very clever in how he did that kit reveal. I'm not sure if you've seen it yourself, Gary, but there's a lad signed for Cork called Kit. Can't remember his last name, but his first name was Kit. So Aaron put up basically he said kit reveal a picture of the crest as if it was a new kit being launched,
Right.
and all the
Okay.
fans were going mad about it. And then they obviously announced the player, and then all the fans kind of retracted what they said. They were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry." It was really funny.
yeah. It's two strikers. I think I didn't actually see the kit reveal, but it's two strikers. I think from England that on loan from English clubs, isn't it?
He loves a loan deal, doesn't he, Neil Fenn?
Yeah.
It's I get the names for them now.
Big cup tie actually with coming up as well with Cork City and Longford Town. Maybe that's a good one that there aren't fans in that one. It might be a bit tasty.
Kit Elliott and Scott Fenwick.
Okay.
So yeah, these could be the players that could be in and keep them up, though. It's going to be interesting because you literally do not know how the next kind of couple of games are going to go. Even you're watching it, oh, that Forrester got a nasty one there. He looks like he's gone off. He looks like he rolled his ankle.
Yeah, still hobbling a bit.
I think he signaled to the bench there to go off. Um, he'll be a big loss if he's out for a while.
He's actually been playing kind of back to the Chris Forrest.
Oh,
Ooh, the Chris Forrester we knew from a couple of years ago when he was a really top player, and we're showing glimpses of coming back to that level of form.
yeah. You know, I wasn't really around the League of Ireland at that time at his first stint when he was doing really well. So I didn't see the best of him. I've obviously seen clips of his goals or whatever. Obviously got him the move to Aberdeen. He's going off there now. But he, on his day, is well capable. I've seen him scoring some screamers anyway.
Yeah,
But he hasn't been doing it consistently enough for me when I've been watching him at games. So I'd like to see him, step. He obviously looks like he's injured now, so he might be out for a couple of weeks, or maybe just um he looked like he was coming off anyway. But I think maybe it's just to make sure that there's nothing serious because he's able to walk off there grand. So you'd hope that it's nothing serious.
yeah. Hopefully not too bad. It's hard to tell. Maybe just twisted an ankle or something. I see
So
Owen Kelly has commented of strikers from Huddersfield and Blythe Spartans.
and Emerson Ferreira is coming in with all these different things.
I'll let you comment on that one, Paul.
My Portuguese isn't great.
Probably better than mine.
True. Oh, who's this now? Shane Griffin. His season was kind of stopped early as well because he came in from Cork, didn't he?
Yeah,
He set up the goal there for Benson.
I don't feel. I mean, we're three-quarters of the way through the game now. I don't feel Dundalk are doing enough to look like winning the game. I mean, they've had a chances like Sloggett's header, etc., but they haven't put St. Pat's under the cosh. They haven't really pushed them back, and certainly 1-1 is a fair result at this stage.
Yeah, but I'd like to see the Dundalk at a goal now soon. Is that handball? No.
Oh, I
I'd like
don't
to see
think so.
Donegal. Or sorry, I said Donegal. I'd like to see Dundalk get a goal. Um, just to make it interesting. See what Pats do. See them go all out then. Chris Shields is brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, nice tackle there by Greg Sloggett as well. I think he's doing well tonight in midfield. But Chris Shields is the one of the key players in that team. Sits in front of the back four, breaks up play, wins the ball, lays it off. Crucial player for Dundalk.
When did Brian Maher leave Pats and go to Bray?
Um, I don't know actually.
Well, if you're going by our Twitter, which Paul Tierney's after saying that goalkeeper Brian Maher comes running out like Manuel Neuer to avoid a Cove Ramblers attack.
I haven't actually been, unfortunately, to any first division games yet. I must hopefully get to a couple. Sean Gannon here with a good cross. Oh,
Oh, handball. Free out. No.
no, oh, it is now.
I tell you, I can read minds. Where is it? That's gone now. Anyway, I'll find it later. Anyway, so who's all these people from foreign countries that I have no idea. Maria Eduarda says SA Dundalk. Don't know what that means. And Time Ruim. Don't know what that means. Antonio Dierno says goal question mark question mark. Who are these people and where are you from? Oh, here's a yellow card now. Is he the last man? And Daniel Cleary says he didn't touch him. Is he the last man? Oh.
Ooh. Well, as you probably know, it's whether it's a clear and obvious goal scoring
I
opportunity.
kind of clipped him, but he didn't really.
Yeah, I think it was a free kick. I think the ball was kind of going away from him, so I think I probably agree with the ref on a yellow card there. Because it's not actually last man; it's whether you're denying the player a clear and obvious
Yeah,
goal
it's not
scoring
like he booted
opportunity.
him.
Yeah, so I go with I'd agree with the ref there. I don't think it was a red card.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd agree with you.
dangerous place for a free kick. Chris Forrester will be missed now, of course, but I don't know Lee Desmond. Who else can hit these?
On the right foot, though, no?
Yeah.
Looks like Gibson's stepping up to take it.
Okay. I thought Dundalk could have a bigger wall there. Oh, it's poor effort well over the bar.
There's a couple more comments. St. Kevin's boys are online. St. Kevin's boys, you make sure and check out the interview I did with Warren O'Hara when it goes out over the weekend. You make sure and give it a share. Good lads.
You reckon Pats look good? Yeah, that's.
And then Cathy Williams. I got over 2.5. I think there's a chance with the momentum. Let's see what happens. It's just under 20 minutes to go. So
Well, just one goal needed for your bet, then, isn't it, to come in? Yeah.
Will it come true? It is looking very pre-seasony. I know that's not a word, but it is looking very like pre-season ish and very kind of slow. It's like when the Bundesliga and the Premier League started. The first game, first real game, was just real slow, and the players all look bollocks, really, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've been off for March, April, May, June. So they've been off for 5 months nearly. And
but look, if Premier League players can't keep up with play, I'm not expecting the League of Ireland players to be fair.
Another goal for Wexford in that loan. It's gone 3-1 now. I think that's the first win of the season for Wexford in that loan. Are still rooted to the bottom of the first division.
Just in case anyone's just joining us and has been on, if you want to check out our Instagram competition where you get a chance to win one of 7 League of Ireland jerseys associated with Umbro. One of them being this bad boy here. I don't know if you can get a good angle of that. I might just shoot out of the way of the mic. So if you want to win that, or maybe the Pats jersey that Pats are playing with right now, or the Dundalk away black one, or Brays away one, which is really nice. You've got Shamrock Rovers purple away jersey, and you've got that nice Drogheda red one. Oh, Gary Rogers, what are you doing?
Got away with it. He was a bit lucky. I love the crest actually on that Shelbourne, the sky blue Shelbourne jersey. They've gone back to the old crest, isn't it? Really nice.
The retro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a real comfortable jersey. I'm shocked with the lack of comments tonight, to be honest. There's been loads of people online, but no one's leaving any comments or no comments for discussion. McElhenney don't have to come on. He looks injured. Rennie.
Yeah, and I think the thing to remember is the Premier League is back. I mean, is it 2 months? Well, quite a bit. So they had much smaller gap. This is the longest break in League of Ireland history, actually, for players. You even go back to, I mean, we were playing through the Civil War and everything. There wasn't this long a break between League of Ireland seasons. So It is, as I said earlier, it's going to be very tough for players to come back. You don't know what way teams are going to shape up, how they're going to react. And we had a big shock already with Sligo Rovers going to the Brandywell and winning 2
Macmillan,
0.
Macmillan's
Dave,
out.
well, it's a good sight to see for Dundalk to sign Dave McMillan back, and they're bringing him on now, hoping he can get the winner.
They have
But
Ethan Hubin up front.
yeah, they're definitely going for it now with that strike force.
Yeah, sickening, really, isn't it? So good.
But I mean, I think that because the break has been so long, I think we really can't tell what the teams are going to be like. Some people can come back flying out of the traps, others will be a bit lethargic. And yeah, I think Dundalk have been disappointing tonight. I would have expected a lot better from them. And whoa, if they don't get a winner in the next 14 minutes and whatever added time we have, it'll certainly be advantage Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah. So people are, I don't know where these people are coming from, but they're asking, are we actually going to see the game? This is just a watch along. We are watching the game on RT2, which is an Irish channel if you're not watching in Ireland. Otherwise, you can check it out on Watch LOI. You can pay €5 for the game, or you can get yourself a season pass, €69 if you're in or outside of Ireland, and if you are inside Ireland, it's €55. So check out watchloi.ie. I think it's .ie anyway. But yeah, so head over there if that's where you want to watch the game. We are not allowed to show it. We don't have the rights to the games. Daniel Kelly needs to be better there, bud. Lee Desmond, he's a good player.
Yeah, lovely player.
Robbie Benson for me has looked like the man of the match.
Yeah,
He's just
probably
involved with everything.
he's played very well. Probably Pat's best player. I like Greg Sloggett as well on the Dundalk side, but
There's a comment for you. You answer that now, and I'll answer it after you.
okay. I'm an Irish American from Boston. I want to get into the League of Ireland. What team should I support? Ah. I suppose what I'd say is I'm going to sit in the fence a little bit. Maybe get your stream pass, watch some of the games and watch LOI and see if you can identify with a club. I mean, um, what strikes you? Do you want to support the best team? Do you want to support the winners? Do you want to support a small club battling against the odds? Do you want to support a team that's maybe punching way above their weight at the moment? Maybe one of the historical giants that's not doing so well at the moment. Do you have any? You're an Irish American. Where are your relatives from in Ireland? I mean, that could be a big influence because we've got teams from all over the country. Um, so support your local team or the team your parents, grandparents, ancestors are from. But that's if I'm sitting on the fence, I'm not going to say any particular team because there's so many options. What do you reckon, Paul? Are you just going to say Shells?
Yeah, just go and support Shelburne because I do. And we need more supporters all over the world. I would just say, like, it's the same with Gary Curran, really. Watch the league. If there's a team that you take a liking to, it could be their jersey, it could be a player, it um, could be anything. You just said there's Mams from Cork, so he's thinking Cork City. Could be if you like watching the play and you know you get a feel that they do have an unbelievable jersey. That Adidas Cork jersey is really really nice. So yeah, there's different things. I think since you can't get to a game, you could probably watch a game on the Watch LOI. You know you can get it now and you can watch it, which you weren't able to do before previously. So yeah, there's never really been a better opportunity for you to watch the stuff other than now.
One of the things about Cork actually is they were the highest numbers of subscribers to Watch LOI. So despite the fact they haven't had a great season so far, their fans are still behind them, and they've bought more streaming subscriptions than any other club. I think Shamrock Rovers were a close second, and Cabinteely have gone two up in Galway. So Shane Barnes, I think, with the second goal in 76 minutes. and it looks like their 100% record is going to continue. That I think that would make it 4 wins out of 4 for Cabo, and assuming they hang on and win the game. But that's a really impressive start, and going down to Galway, first game back after lockdown, and tough game in Eamon DC Park, and well, it's all going right for Cabo so far. They're 2 up.
Yeah, I'm just going to take down that comment there so we answered it now. It's a couple of people saying support the dogs and support Finn Harps as a Donegal man. But no, look, I think it's great to see people actually have a vested interest in wanting to actually support a team in the League of Ireland, which we haven't had before as much from overseas, I'd say. So the fact that they want to get involved, whether it's because they support our channel or whether it's because they actually have an affiliation with Ireland or whatever way it is, that it's great that they actually want to show the interest to get involved. And yeah, I just say watch as many games as you can, probably till the end of the season. And if you find a team that you like, then stick with them. I support Shelbourne because my granddad had me gone to Shelbourne games since I was a small kid. So that's the reason I support them. There's no other reason for it. Had I not supported Shells, I'd be kind of looking around going, well, who would I support? I wouldn't be able to actually tell you, to be honest with you. So I can see why it'd be a hard choice. But I'd say find a team that you resonate with. As I say, it could be the jersey, it could be the stadium, it could be the manager, it could be a player that you like or whatever. I know plenty of people that follow Newcastle because Alan Shearer played for Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? It could be just a player that
Yeah,
you just like, and that could be just be it. It could be Shamrock Rovers because of Jack Byrne. It could be Dundalk because of Michael Duffy. It could be anything. So go with what you feel like. I hate hearing people saying, "Oh, well, I wanted to support Shamrock Rovers, but I couldn't because I was afraid of my friend calling me a glory hunter." It's like, well, you're still supporting an Irish team, so you're not actually a glory hunter. You're helping. Say you're buying any sort of apparel or a watch LOI stream. You're helping the club. So, for me, it's a no-brainer. You know, just support someone. But just take
yeah.
it till the end of the
For
season,
me,
I would say.
Paul. Well, obviously, I grew up in Limerick, and it's a one club in the city. So
I
unfortunately, it's the
understand
first
that,
year.
but with Dublin, it's
Yeah,
obviously bigger with
it's
Rovers
bigger in
and
Dublin.
Bows
Yeah,
and Pats and
yeah.
so on. But yeah, no, I totally see where you're coming from, being from Limerick. And what's the story? Are they due to come back, or what's the story there?
Yeah, I think well, it's a little bit of a mess. So there's a Limerick FC in the under
What's
15 and
new?
under 17 league, and the Treaty United are in the women's league. And I believe there's a lot of talks underway with hoping that Treaty United will be applying for a first division license next season. And there's a lot of good people, it seems, involved. Con Murray, the former city manager, Limerick, Mike Ahern, former Limerick player, actually, but also very well known personality on local radio, etc. So there's a lot of good people, a lot of business people in the city have come together. I believe the Treaty United women's team are really well run. So hopefully we'll have a team. It's the first year we haven't had senior football in Limerick since going back to when we joined the league in 1937. So all my lifetime we've had a team. All my father's lifetime. I mean, he's going since the late 1940s, and so it was a huge disappointment not to have a team. Hopefully, it's just 1 year, and because it's the third city in the Republic, and we need a presence in the League of Ireland. So hopefully next season. Uh, I can't see myself ever supporting anybody else except a team from Limerick. I know I'm living up here in Dublin now for 26 years, but it's Limerick are
Home
my
is where the
team, and
heart is.
yeah, and it always will be. And in fact, I remember a late friend of my father's who passed away a few years ago, but his team were Drumcondra. And Drumcondra went out of. I mean, I actually saw them as a very, very young boy. I have vague memories of their old gold shirts, but they went out of football during the 72-73 season. They merged with Home Farm, and he stopped. He'd nobody else to support. That was his team. They were gone. He couldn't see himself supporting Shells or Pats or Bows or Rovers because he was a drums man. And he went to the odd League of Ireland game as a neutral, but never supported anyone again.
There's some subs coming on here. You got Mountney coming on, and Nathan to do it. Another one who's supposed to be absolutely unbelievable. So let's see how he gets on now. 5 minutes or so that he's going to be on the pitch. Daniel Kelly at the LOI launch as well, the Watch LOI launch. He was speaking about how good he is and how he's impossible to defend against in training. So it'd be interesting to see. But can he get up to the tempo of the game in such a short span of time is the problem.
Yeah, it's very little chance for him now. I mean, 5 minutes and whatever added time the ref, and I don't think there'll be too much added time.
I think there's a couple of idiots in the comments there trying to tell us this is a goal when there's not. And Jamie Stephen Dunn is making sure that to ignore people claiming that there was a goal scored. I don't know. Julian,
yeah, no, it's still definitely 1-1. I mean, we're watching on RT, but I don't think anyone has a head start.
Who are these foreign people that are coming in? I just don't recognise any of the names. I welcome them. I welcome you all. But there's like a Mohammed Jamal, Ayu Dundalk, and Albert.
Well, it's great to see. It's great to see people all over the world watching our league and supporting our club. So it's great to see.
Oh, there you go.
That is low. That was class. That was. I mean, I can see what Daniel Kelly was on about. That was absolutely class.
Football porn. Oh, come on. LSJ says, well, lads, how are you doing?
Oh.
How are you doing?
How are you doing, LSJ?
Oh, I don't see a goal now, let's be honest.
They could be Irish, to be fair. In fairness, they could, yes.
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that they, but wherever they're from, they're welcome, I said.
Yeah.
And it's great to see whoever they are. They could be Brazilians living in Dublin or whatever.
Or Dundalk, yeah.
Or people from wherever. That looks like an Arabic name there. Mahedi Hassan.
There's actually a story talking about Brazilians. When Dundalk, you may remember they won the league by beating the first league title in the modern era in recent years. They beat Cork City on the last day. So there was a Brazilian fan living in Dundalk going right through the first division in the bad days. And they hadn't seen him for about 2 or 3 years. And he showed up in Oriel Park the night of the Cork City game to see them win the league. And of course, it was sold out and he was looking for a ticket. And it turned out he had actually gone back to Brazil. And when he saw Dundalk had a chance to win the league, he hopped on a plane and flew and came back for the game and actually saw them beat Cork and win the league that day. I think that was that 2014. That I'd be great on years going back, but I'm struggling in more recent years. I think it was 2014 because I think I was in. Well, I know when that game was going on, I was in Tala watching Limerick. But I think that was the end of the 2014 season, if I'm right, that Dundalk beat Cork City on the last day to win the league. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that.
There's some mad names there. Singo. Says goal, St. Patrick. Everyone just keeps saying goal when there's not a goal. So
yeah.
If there's a goal, we'll tell you.
Yeah, it's still 1-1. Yeah.
Pat's nearly scored there a second ago. Din.
Into the 89th minute now, and
Darren Markey's coming on there now.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's not as even if Dundalk are banging down the door or anything. I mean, Pats look reasonably comfortable, and I have to say, Dan Ward gone off. That 1-1 is a fair result so far. The Pats are good value for the scoreline.
Yeah, if it finished 1-1, I don't think either side could really complain. Obviously, Dundalk would like the win, but they haven't shown enough. They look tired. A player like this in Europe now, they'd be punished.
Yeah, the European draws are actually a week tomorrow. I think that's the Champions League draws and the Europa League draws. One is on the Saturday, one is on the Sunday.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting this year.
The match after me saying it, look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's played very well. I wonder will Dundalk regret letting him go? Scored some cracking goals for them.
Well, see, I think they look at Sloggett as his long-term replacement. I think that's what they'll be looking at now. There he is, just cool and calm, just back to the keeper. Head it back to the keeper.
5 minutes of added time, and we're into the first of those 5 minutes. So you have to feel it's now or never for Dundalk, and
Or Pats.
or Pats, yeah, Pats could win it. I mean, they're certainly good value for a point, and you never know. They could. Either side is actually just as likely to win it at the moment, really.
Yeah. No, definitely I'd like to see just another goal at this rate now. I'd like to see Duha just run at everyone's score cracker. And
Yeah, he's got some nice touches, but they've all been around the halfway line or even in his own half. So
yeah.
see him get on the ball further up the pitch.
It's like watching Ireland versus Holland all those years ago with all the forwards up top.
Yeah.
They're just aimlessly knocking it up.
They are. I mean, Dundalk's passing hasn't been right tonight, and they haven't looked like the team that's won all but one of the last, what is it, 5 of the last 6 league titles.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it'll be interesting to see will Rovers be up to speed tomorrow. So not all is dead
Yeah,
and buried for the Dundalk and the fans. So there's all these mad like Lucas Gonzalez. None of these people are people that I know. Sean Bonner, just ignore those people that are saying goals in the comments because there's not been no goals. Well, there's been two. There's
maybe
been
they believe it's going to. They might believe it's going to finish 2-1, but we're now in the 92nd minute, with just 3 minutes of added time left, and it's still Dundalk 1, St. Pat's 1.
yeah, we're watching it too, Jamie. Don't worry, we know it's still 1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, Madua got smashed up there. Another person, Anyanya Zeruz has
Oh,
gone.
that's a foul. Yeah, so free out to Dundalk.
I wonder where these people are watching from.
Chris Shields did very well there. Shielded the ball well and drew the foul.
Oh, he shields it well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Right. The Pats are really pressing Dundalk well. They're not giving them any time in the ball, and yeah, they've done really well tonight. Very impressed with Pats.
Yeah, they have been. They've been very impressive. To be fair to them, didn't foresee them getting a result tonight. Whether it was a draw or a win. Although the game's not over yet,
Yeah.
but it's as good as.
Well, it doesn't even look like Dundalk are going to get a chance. I mean, I don't remember that Sloggett header. That's quite some time ago now. Was probably their best chance in the second half.
Yeah, I think all those people that are commenting are on YouTube because I'm on my phone here just having a look, and there's only 3 people online on Facebook, and then there's 18 watching us on YouTube who just keep saying goal, goal, no goal, too bad.
Just gone full time in Athlone, and it's a 3-1 win for Wexford. So their first win of the season, and Athlone stay rooted to the bottom of the first division.
You can hear yourself. That's my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I think it's as good as over now.
And it's full time in Eamon DC Park, and Cabinteely have gone to Galway and won 2-0. So what was a chance
McMillan,
here?
give it. Go on, Hubin.
Ubin.
Oh, good tackle. It's going out of play. Goal kick.
It's gone for a goal kick,
That'll
and
be it
we're
now.
in the. Yeah, it was probably the last chance for Dundalk.
I thought if Macmillan was 2 years younger.
Yeah, he didn't. He could have taken it in goal, but he just turned back, and that was well laid off. But
There was 2 people sliding there. Really hard fought draw for Pats, to be fair. I think that'll be
yeah,
it
no,
now. Once it goes lumped up and then straight back,
I think
Okay.
so. Well, a booking actually.
For who, the keeper?
Yeah, for Mar or for Brendan Clark. Oh no, it said
Why would they?
Mar actually.
No,
It said
Mara's playing
Mar.
for. Mara's playing for Bray.
It should have been Brendan Clark is in goal for Pats, isn't it?
How long left? It's just over now. I think
Oh,
just throw it.
I'd say seconds. It's on the blow, and Pats have a throw in the Dundalk half and down towards the corner flag.
There we
I
go.
think the
Getting near
whistle
the.
is in the referee's mouth, and I think
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah, 1-1. It's
So
finished
Shamrock
1-1.
Rovers have the chance to go 5 points clear tomorrow.
For all these people calling Shamrock is king in the comments. King of kings. Well, thanks to everyone for joining us. I
Yeah,
haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna go get some food. And yeah, Gary Hughes, thanks for joining me as always. You enjoy yourself tomorrow at
thanks, Paul.
Tala Stadium, and I'll be at Tolka. So make sure and keep up to date with my updates, and I'll be making sure to keep up to date with yours.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
Cheers,
top man. Take care. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to do so now. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and we'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching.